it's fear, and you were hiding in your room because there were insults, there were threats, and it was not a pleasant time.
Okay. What did you notice?
No collaboration.
Collaboration, what were you going to say?
Working like kinder and kinder, you don't have that time to collaborate.
So there's no time to work together.
Of what was happening with other teachers. It was a whole separate world.
True.
It was a separate world in that, other than teachers not talking, knowing what we were supposed to be teaching, having a calendar there, and then even understanding where my kindergartners are coming up through the grades to where I got to 4th grade. I didn't know where they were.
Those kinds of things.
And not even being in the same building. We didn't have a local, like,
A communal
3rd, 4th,
space.
5th, we're clear out here. I'm over here. We never see each other like we do.
Okay.
And that
So
was,
that's that time where you sit down and say, hey, this is what's going on. We
Yeah.
never had that kind of thing.
So physically separated
Yeah,
as well
physically,
as
as-
communicatively.
And we were talking today about having so many leaders. Our administration changed, our principal changed quite a bit, and Marilyn was talking about all the different principals she had experienced, whether they were administrators in the high school, middle school, or our administrators in the elementary. But we have consistency now, and there's a goal there.
Okay, so
you can walk down the hall and there's a camaraderie between the teachers. There's the students feel there's a peace between the teachers that wasn't there before.
so
Expectations are a lot higher, and everyone's holding everyone accountable for them.
okay.
And knowing that our kids can succeed was a big change.
Yeah.
Because, years ago it wasn't that way. And now we're like, everyone can succeed, and we're going to make them succeed. And
We're going
keep
to help them
pushing
to do
them.
that. Yeah, we're going to do that. So
No, that's changed completely, and I think it's because we have a principal that's been here for more than 1 year.
that helps. Okay.
And there's a vision there that we see, and he has brought in university help, 2 doctors, and we've worked with our community and our board and our parents, and we all have this vision now that they can succeed, and that one of the things we did is to look at our core standards, and we put together a calendar, and that calendar wasn't correct the first year, but as we worked through it as a group, we've come up with a pretty good calendar. And it's ever changing, I'm sure, but
course.
it's a good thing. It's really helpful.
I think there's a sense of dedication here that we didn't have before. We do some things that we wouldn't think of doing before. When we work extra hours, we work really hard because that's what it takes, and everybody's willing to do that, and everybody's working together to do that.
There's a collaboration that, other than being observed, is one of the collaborations is to go and observe some of our teachers in the building, and I have found that really rewarding because I would have never made it to some of the classrooms to understand, and we went with a positive goal. It was to look at what was working in the lesson. We weren't there to critique or anything, and I found it refreshing. I also found new ideas that I wouldn't have found by going into other classrooms and seeing other teachers teach.
Well, and also going on with the collaboration, watching other teachers is having the professors come in and teach for us too.
Yes.
Seeing new ideas there, which we've never had, other people to model for us.
I found that the teachers are supportive of us. I mean, we're new, but they're very supportive. They're willing to help, share ideas. That makes just that calm feeling, It's a stressful time our first year, but with the support, we can make it through it and do. And we have the same vision as they do. All the kids are going to succeed, and we're going to work hard to make sure that happens.
We allow them to succeed by having differentiated instruction,
Okay.
and we have a comprehensive behavior plan that everybody buys into, and it's consistent so the kids know if they're in the lunchroom, if they're playground, PE, wherever they are, they have the same rules. so that just, they feel success. They don't have kids acting up around them, and it just gives them that opportunity to learn more.
Perhaps.
As I'm looking right at her.
Yeah, we do intervention for kids that are not able to be on level. Pulling them out in small groups, working with them at their level with their strategies that they need to make them successful and move on, and continuous benchmarking. You know, we don't wait a year to find out they're behind. It's always continuously benchmarking and assessing.
And we monitor that using
A data wall.
Oh, yeah.
Use our data wall so that we know if they're in strategic, intensive, or on what level.
I know that the curriculum calendar for language arts has really helped me as a new teacher kind of keep on track of where students should be, kind of given me more ideas to kind of help me along the way instead of just being thrown to the fire and being like, here you go, here's 22 kids, you know, figure out what they need to know. So I really follow the curriculum calendar that I've been given. It really helps me stay stress-free as much as possible.
And it helps with pacing, I think, too,
Yeah.
because it's broken down by quarter, so you have a guideline, and you can just make sure that you maintain that pace. That you cover everything and don't leave something out.
We love our
That should be
kids. Well, they're the exact opposites, because if you have trust in your building, I feel like I am trusted to do the job I need to do. I'm given the resources that I need, the instructional calendar, and the programs that I feel will be successful, and I'm allowed to use those and trusted enough to use them appropriately without somebody micromanaging me in the classroom. I don't think I'd want to work anywhere else. I don't think I'd want to work anywhere else. These kids are great.
They are great.
They're great. They're different. I think they're nicer than other kids.
Makes
More
it
respectful.
I'm more thankful for the things that they have at school. Really happy.
They get excited about the very little things.
Yes, they do.
I think it's important though that to kind of talk about how we've changed it and the trust factor, not just within our school, but within the community as well. And like years ago, parents were never seen in the classrooms and never involved. And then today we've got parents every which way helping. And so I think that even our parents and our community have trusted us and have gained that confidence in that we are doing what's best for their kids, and so we've got their support now too as well. So that's how I feel.
But I think one of the things that has helped us is understanding the culture of poverty here. Not understanding it would make it very difficult to have that expectation that our students can. But I think we all do appreciate our students and realize that we have to break that barrier and realize that poverty is not a reason for our students not to do. Not just saying, well, you can't do this. So giving them expectations and saying, yes, we do expect this of you, and you can do this. You can rise above this. So giving them expectations to rise up to.
Well, I think the teachers here don't settle. They don't let the kids get away with, not doing well. I mean, none of us accepts that. And I know that for me, I treat my students they're all the same. Like, I don't see poverty. Like, I just see this is your gateway out of poverty. Like, this is your leg up. And so when they're here, everyone's equal. Everyone has equal opportunity, and the expectation is high for everyone. And we, don't allow them to not succeed. And I think that's huge. And I think that helps with behavior because they know that, it's just not going to be allowed.
I'm not in the classroom per se all day, but I have seen a lot of classrooms, what goes on inside, and I think we all do a real good job of, advancing those low kids and then continuing to advance the high kids as well. And then that creates that, feeling of success for every kid, and, that's the big thing. If you're getting success, at a low level or a high level, it doesn't matter, that's gonna have the same effect on your, motivation to be better, try harder. If you're not having constant success and you're a kid that's, below level, it's gonna be hard, really hard for you to get out of that if you don't find something to be happy about.
I think we've done a really good job with intervention. And I was thinking about when I first started here 5 years ago, the tier was an inverted triangle. And I always think back to that because it's not anymore. And one of the things I think that our leadership has done is helped us use intervention. And once it's been used, like I was hired as a read-write tutor, and now I'm in the classroom, and read-write is no longer here, but it did its job. We used it, and then we've extended to having like 2 interventions, like Lena's intervention, Jessica was for a couple of years, and then we changed that, and she's got a different type of intervention, and Lynn has a different one, but we change as we need it, and that growth, like Kyle said, is high, and we're taking those low kids and bringing them up, and we're also giving intervention to the high kids too. But we get rid of things that we are no longer useful. I guess we're not stagnant, so.
Yeah, our intervention kids are getting less and less to where, you work yourself out of a job as my spot, back into the classroom like you,
Yeah.
so we're doing a good job.
I think all of us also have a good sense of, none of us are perfect teachers, and we can all get better at something. And I think, with the collaboration and the things we do together, we've all gotten better, every day, you'd like to think. And I think we are. I mean, with the data and the stuff that we've been able to do, I think that's huge that, you're willing to change. You understand there's always better ways. There's always a better way, pretty much in anything. And accepting that is a big obstacle. And I think we've made it over that obstacle.
And kind of going back to your data, we used to just, a couple of years ago, we would just put the whatever, if our kids need to be at level F, it's like, oh, we just put level F, our kids, so we didn't want to lose our jobs, right? And now it's like, our fair, and now we're honest, we can be to that point where this is where our kids are and we're gonna get them there, and, it comes back to that honesty of ourselves, and we don't have that fear of, it's true data now. That we can pass, I can pass my kindergartners onto your first grade and that's where they are. And I mean, in the past, we've had, when you would get them, it's not where they are,